Why, hello, everyone! Welcome to another 10 Forward Weekly. My name is Mike, and I am your community manager, and this is Jeremy Randall. You can see it. It says his name right there. He is your lead systems designer, and you guys can hear us all right? Cool, right? Cool.
Wait, let me do my test.
Okay.
This is Curland. Are you there? Are you all right?
Did you see the thread on Reddit last week that was like, why don't we just kill Curland off already if Jeremy can't do his voice anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a compliment or a detraction. I don't actually know where that lands.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to do a different background for this. I just remembered. Let's just switch it now. Because we can, because it's fun to do things.
We're also still waiting for another attendee maybe joining us.
That's why the a bit more
That's why this
informal.
chair is in
Oh, no,
flames.
that ain't it.
There he is. Come on in.
Okay. Hey, welcome in.
Hello.
Hello. I'll switch the thing back. Scoot on in. Yeah, there's. I'll just be mostly off screen.
Maybe more of a... Okay.
Yeah. There we go. Now it says all your names. Hey, Ian, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Cool.
Awesome. Oh, hey.
People, someone had said victory is hype. I've seen that one popping up more today. Meter Dan, thank you for making that a real thing. Joseph Foster, I cannot get you Ketracel White with a shot of espresso. We've tried mixing Ketracel White with coffee before. It led to really, really bad things. Jeremy turned green. It was weird. And then called himself a Romulan for a week. It was weird. All right. Well,
and Romulans aren't even green. It was so weird.
But their UI is.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, sometimes. All right. Well, let's dive into some fan art before we get started on the ships here, huh?
Sure.
Cool. So this is the first one we got. So we've been doing, I don't know if you guys know, we've been doing this thing, this Declare Your Allegiance campaign on social media, where people are picking which of the four factions they most feel like they belong to. And so, of course, we've gotten some alternates, like this one from Lorenzo Busconis, who supports the Terran Empire.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Why would you not?
Respect.
Many reasons.
Very long
lots of
list.
reasons. Space Nazis are bad, okay?
Kelpian soup.
Kelpian soup. That's another one. That's another one. Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah. Ian, you're getting compliments on your beard from Chris Huston in Facebook chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, my beard is no longer. We used to have beard wars, but
Yeah.
I've gone for the close crop look right now.
Yeah. Ebbs and goes.
Yeah.
And I'm just
All
rocking the House MD scruff.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy's look is the I've been working on Victory is Life for 3 months scruff.
You should keep it.
Well, love doing that, actually. Okay, so let's take a look. We got 3 pieces from Morishita, who's one of our superstar screenshotters, who I still can't believe she gets these shots with our game engine. It's amazing. Hi,
Cool.
how you doing, Alan?
Alan's team
cool.
made my day today. They delivered me this massive chunk of analytic data about STO's economy.
Yeah.
We're
We're
totally
gonna dive
nerding
in.
out over it.
He's gonna dive in. He's gonna know all about your dilithiums and your energy credits.
Every single one.
Yeah.
And where you get every last piece of it.
Yeah. And then we're gonna nerf it all. We're not gonna do that. Okay. Also from Morishita, this is an awesome look at the. I think this is the new bug ship from Dribble. It might be. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from the bottom of the purple.
Yeah, it's less obvious from the bottom.
It does look like it is. It looks great.
Yeah. Either way, it looks.
Oh
amazing.
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
can
it
see
totally
it.
is. It's got
Yep.
all the little nice, tiny asymmetrical details.
Yep.
And everything. Yep.
Red Code 71 wants to know if they can get the Discovery Mirror Universe uniforms. We know you want those. I
Guess
promise.
who also wants them?
There were cosplayers at Destination Star Trek who I think they were twins. It was a brother and sister, but she was dressed as Prime Universe Stamets, and he was dressed as Mirror Universe Stamets, and
Nice.
it was awesome. It was
That's
such a good
beautiful.
idea. All right, and also from Morishita, yes, put your phone away. This
Sorry.
amazing
Hey-o.
Defiant USS
Nice.
Banshee, really
Beautiful
cool.
variant. I love it.
Yeah, I like with the materials you put on that.
Get 3D printed.
And finally, Sir Boulevard has sent us, I think, the best representation of Jeremy IRL. Curlin sitting at the bar, staring
It's a
deep
very,
into his
very,
drink.
very
It looks like he
large
stole
drink.
Morin's seat.
He
Look at
did.
him in the
Morin's
background.
coming to kick your butt there, buddy.
Yeah, very emotionalized.
He's gonna give you a long talking to, and then he's gonna whip your butt. Duncan Idaho 11. I don't think anyone here will know the answer to that question, which is, does Cryptic do AIC model weighting or p-value hypothesis testing with data and analytics? I don't know. I don't know if Alan's still within earshot. Hey, Alan. I got a question for you. This is the kind of direct feedback you get on a Star Trek Online stream.
Around outside.
Hey, you can't come on stream because you're wearing that shirt. Unfortunately, no, you're not on camera right now. It's okay.
One of our audience members has a question.
About data analytics. They want to know: does Cryptic do AIC model weighting or p-value hypothesis testing with data analytics?
I don't really know the answer to that.
Okay. So I don't know is the answer from all of us. But Alan is awesome, everybody. I know you can only hear him, but he has been here for what, 6 or 7 months, a year and a half. Okay, I'm paying attention. And his team, his data team, has really done a lot of amazing work for the company.
We're just gushing about the economy report that Nam got to me earlier today.
Okay,
yesterday.
cool.
Yeah.
Just as background information, we've uploaded about 150 terabytes of information.
So
can you guys? I don't know if you guys can hear Alan. He said they've uploaded about 150 terabytes of information on the game.
All the games.
All the games.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Thank
you.
Thank you.
I'm loving going through it.
Yeah. Ray Boschborg, we know about that. There's a fix coming. I'm very much hoping it's tomorrow, but it may not be tomorrow. What are you doing?
Trying to get the pose right.
Oh, trying to get the Curlin look.
There you go. Yep. That's
there it is. Somebody screenshot that. And then we need to get a shot of Curlin wearing you doing that on a t-shirt, which is wearing a t-shirt of Curlin doing that, and it just goes into infinity. Yeah. Let's see. Has the data become sentient yet? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It controls
started
elements.
out that way.
No,
Yeah.
the critical mass is somewhere around the 100 to 1,000 terabyte mark. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah. Ray Nelson,
But we're trying.
Was referencing that. I don't know if you guys ever saw. There was a British video that gave voices to animals from nature documentaries, and part of it is just a meerkat standing in a field going, "Alan, Alan, Alan, Alan." He's gonna think we're calling him. I shouldn't do it too loud. John Sparks Jr., I don't know what the window resizing issues are, so send me a report on that on Twitter or something, and I will pass it on to QA.
With thorough reproduction
reproduction steps.
And include your
remember
your operating system.
Remember the number one rule of telling us about bugs in the game, folks. If you just say, "Have you fixed the thing?" we will never fix the thing. If you say, "Hey, in this specific instance, for example, Jem'Hadar can never leave Starfleet Academy," we'll fix that.
Yeah.
That's a very specific bug I just pulled out of nowhere. I don't know where that came from.
That doesn't sound like something
One
that
that
actually
affected you.
happens.
No, definitely not. So shall we look at some starships?
Let's do it.
All right.
Ships?
I
Do you
like
mean to
those.
tell me that in this game you can fly around in space?
I do mean to tell you that,
Bunches
and I
of
do
them.
mean to tell you that the first one we're looking at
Hey-o.
here is the Jem'Hadar carrier, which may be my favorite. I haven't
We did
decided
announce
yet.
this, right?
We announced
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
these.
yeah.
Yeah, they've been on the website for
Okay.
because you can go pre-order the Gamma Pack, and there's pictures of all the ships in the Gamma Pack. So we announced them 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the stats blog will be coming out next week because Jeremy and I are dumb.
Well, we figured we announced them. Why do you need
Wait,
stats?
you don't need stats. Why would you spend money on a ship that you know the stats of?
I
Doesn't
think
make any
it's
sense.
pretty enough.
All right,
Yes.
yeah, I actually agree on all of these ships, but okay. So tell us a little bit about the design process of updating a Jem'Hadar ship.
Well, which one
Updating
of
or
us are you
breaking
asking?
it
Not
down?
updating. Sorry, I'm
So-
asking about art-wise. The Jem'Hadar had a specific look in the show. What was the
Yeah,
process of updating
we-
it to the 23rd century?
We kind of
or
dissected
26th?
what was in the show, what people liked, what we liked about the ships, what they all had in common.
Mhm.
The Jem'Hadar ships kind of had a pretty wide range of design motifs. Ships with wings that are really far forward swept, or ones that are really backward swept, or ones that don't even really have wings necessarily. They're just little stubs on the front. So there wasn't a lot of continuity. There was about as much as there was between all of the Starfleet ships ever.
Yeah.
Just between a few ships. So we kind of had to choose certain elements of them that we liked, and we also took some of the stuff and then some of the directions that we took our Tier 6 versions that we made. Now, granted, those weren't given as much love as we'd like.
Well, because they had to share the same skeleton.
Yeah, share the same
Yeah.
shape and same skeleton. We couldn't change too much about them, and but even then we didn't really try to push with the art style too much then. But with these, we had a chance to kind of go through
that wasn't
everything and really just point out well, this is the kind of nacelle design they go through. This is the kind of hull thickness and shape, and these are the angles that we like to have. And we kind of carried that throughout all the ships that we wanted. And with the new ships and the expansion, we definitely wanted to have ships that weren't already represented in the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a proper carrier per
Right.
se, so give a proper carrier. They didn't have a proper raidery escort. They had the little attack ship, kind of had filled in a role. They didn't really have a battleship per se, so we wanted to fill in the gaps, and that gave us an opportunity to really again redefine and really create our own language from what was already established, and something that
When we
at a glance says probably Jem'Hadar.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's if we
It
make
says
if people look at
26th
it
century,
and say,
but it still says that's a Jem'Hadar
it's probably
ship.
Jem'Hadar,
Yeah.
then we're doing it right. I think.
Yeah.
when we get back to a map, I wonder, walk us through some of the key elements that we
Yeah,
decided.
Totally.
To
Yeah.
Yeah, I will dive in. Sorry, I was trying to get to a map. I was on Deep Space Nine for thematic reasons, and then I realized that it's very dark Deep Space Nine, so
It
I'm
is.
trying to get us to a brighter.
There's no
lit
nearby
map.
star or anything like that.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice.
That's a little better. So yeah, walk us through. I'll fly us into the light a little bit and walk us through
Some of the key
some of the
elements.
thoughts.
So
that you,
a lot of the features in Jem'Hadar ships have always been they're fairly flat, fairly simple. Even if they're out at odd or unique angles, or they taper to points. But one of the biggest things that makes them stand out is the color variation. When you have a panel that's suddenly purple next to one that's suddenly gray, it was a little more subtle and a little more random in the show. Especially when they switched from practical models to CG models,
Yeah.
they changed a whole ton of stuff,
Yeah.
and they really kind of simplified the look. And simple looks is easier to read.
Yeah.
It's a little more gamey than it might need to be. It's purple, so it's Jem'Hadar. It's green, so it's Romulan. It's red, so it's Klingon, right?
Yeah.
But with this, we wanted to keep the central spine. That was kind of a visible, selling point of all the Jem'Hadar ships that went almost all the way to the back, almost all the way to the front, right? And in this case, the case of this guy right here, it was the carrier, and we're like, what's the one thing that makes carriers look like carriers? An actual, honest-to-God flight deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's pretty
This
cool.
one,
So this
with
one,
the little
the deck-
implied hangers off
yeah,
to the side.
there's
Yeah.
actually that actually goes all the way through the back,
Yeah.
all the way to the. Do they know what it does?
We have
we have
about
talked about it. I don't think we've shown them.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Should I
think
do
I think
that?
it's fully working.
I think it should be. It totally should be
It's
working.
button?
4.
Number 4. All right, let's do it. Whoop.
Yeah.
Yep. There
So
it
that
is.
happens. So this big old gunboat pops out the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But which is cool. Hooray!
And then it helps you. It's an attack.
Yeah,
heavy
and
attack.
it blasts things for you. It's pretty decent sized. It's a
Yeah.
little smaller than the destroyer or the
And leaves all these
warship.
neat
But you can
details
actually,
underneath.
from the right angle, you can see all the way through.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Wait, I want
the
to
flight deck.
simulate takeoff.
Even though you're gonna get some clipping.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that clipping wise, but man, that looked cool.
Our original concept just had hangar bays that were just on the edge,
Yeah.
right? And we're like, you know what, that's lame. Let's do something cooler. So we actually put it added as a details where you can actually see inside a little bit. You can see it actually into the deck below just a little bit, and one of the second largest one, the second
Yeah,
from the
there's
left,
like
you
a
can
little-
actually
Oh, yeah,
see
look at
like a
that.
little elevator kind of down.
Yeah,
So you can
that's
see a little
cool.
bit inside. And I threw in a different color light in there so you could really make it pop a little bit more.
That
Yeah.
is super cool. I love stuff like that you do, like the bridge on the Discovery or
Yeah.
this kind of thing, where it's like
You might
you
not-
won't see it
you
unless
don't
you're
want
really
you to
looking
notice
for
it,
it. But it's
right.
really cool little
It's
details.
definitely for the people who are going to be who take a moment and actually look at the
Yeah.
ship that they're
Yeah.
making their own, right?
And it really helps sell the scale of what these ships actually are.
Speaking
Yeah.
of scale, the deck, the visible exposed part of this deck, this flight deck, is actually a little bit longer than a Nimitz class carrier,
Cool.
like a modern day aircraft carrier.
Just that.
Just that
Just
little
that
spot,
area.
the whole modern, the biggest carrier,
Carrier
in the world
ever
can,
is this part.
can fit in there with room to move around a little.
That's amazing.
So a very small ship.
Yeah.
So people were asking how many hangar bays this guy has. It's got
two of
two,
them.
and we'll show off the
So
hangar
this thing has
ships.
2 hangar bays, a detachable gunboat, and the wingman.
Yes.
You got a whole.
And I don't know that you
These-
guys have
the
seen
fleet.
these before,
You haven't.
and they are.
So-
Thomas showed them to me the other day. I love
So
them
these
so
guys
much. Hold still.
are.
Timestamp. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh God, what have I done?
Too many things. Yeah, these guys are the
no
new
one's using
frigates.
engineering right now.
Yeah. So these are the new frigates, and
Yeah.
they're not replacing the old ones,
No, we still have the
but
budgets.
these are just additions to it.
These are the Vanguard
So-
gunboats, is what
Yeah,
we're calling these.
yeah. And oh my God, they're cool looking.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've
That's
ever
actually the
decided.
back too. We
Oh, that's the
decided.
back. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is that the back?
Yeah, that's right. This
That
is
is the back.
front.
That's
Yeah.
right. We're taking some design.
we haven't decided whether or not this is something that we would ever make into a playable ship, but oh my God, do I want us to make this into a playable ship? I want to fly this.
Has
So
a lot of
bad.
parity
Small.
between.
But we've also
Yeah,
got the
but-
Aquarius.
Yeah,
So
so you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it could be a pilot ship.
it could be
Yeah.
a little tiny light raider or something, maybe.
Yeah.
But this ship, it takes a lot of design notes from the bug ship. It has
Yeah.
those smaller carapace in the back, and he's still on the ends of stub wings.
Duncan Idaho says he's throwing money at the screen right now. Why isn't anything?
You gotta throw
Speaking
more
about
money at the
some of
screen.
the bug ship
Yeah, harder.
aspects, that's a piece of the visual language we
Absolutely, yeah.
most of these ships have kind of that. I think we
Yeah.
started calling it scarabing or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an element that actually wasn't that from the bug ship, one of our favorite ships, one of the most common and popular ships,
kind of stuff.
from the
Yeah,
show.
But underneath.
It was not an element that was entirely brought into the other canon Jem'Hadar ships, but this is something we definitely wanted to bring into our own ships.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't,
So it's not so much prevalent on the carrier per se,
Right.
but on the other ships, there's definitely elements very clearly drawn directly from
yeah.
the.
Well, and you've
bug
got to
ship.
think, since Odo's fleet is meant to be kind of the super fast striking, super well equipped fleet, they'd be a bit more based on the bug ships than they would on, say, I don't know, the old Jem'Hadar battle cruiser or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is super pretty. It's
Some
almost got
backlighting,
like a
underlighting.
Tron feel to it.
Yeah, there's actually a little bit of underlighting in there to make that panel pop on the bottom.
Yeah.
So if you raise up, you can actually see the light source itself.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a little band of light.
Yeah. I love the windows with all the different colors too. It really makes it stand
Yeah,
out.
the concept we got, we actually liked a lot. It was the windows appeared purple, but they weren't purple.
Yeah.
They were the more common reddish and bluish, and it was just a little bit. We couldn't decide which one we wanted to like the most. We liked the red, we liked the blue.
So why not both?
So why not both? So there actually are all of those. There's this one right
different
here that
windows
actually
options?
has there's three new window options that are going to be available on every ship. One of them is going to be all red, one's all blue, and then one's this mix of the red and blue together, which from a distance appears kind of purple.
Yeah.
Sorry, every Dominion ship or just every ship?
Every Dominion ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's super cool. AW Twitch says announce release date now. Not today. Soon. Which you guys aren't going to take as soon, but I promise you it's actually soon.
Have we shown off much about the wingmen?
We
at
haven't. No, we've talked about it. Actually, I don't know if we've even talked about it other than people
Because
seeing
you
it
guys
on
can
Tribble.
see down here if you
What
have your
these
mouse.
guys are. Let me
That's
turn
the,
time
the
back
new
on.
If they're paying
UI.
attention, they may have seen them morph in with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Where'd
how
they
do
go?
I summon them?
They
I
should-
haven't used
They
this
should
feature
get
before.
to you. Oh, they don't work in social zones.
Oh, okay. So I
Ah.
gotta go somewhere where they'll
Yeah.
be around.
That's why they showed up in Argala, but they're
But not here. Okay, hold on. Let me check back up the ship. So let me go over. Well, before I go over to Argala, why don't we look at all the other ships
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll show them off?
Well, let's bring in your other, or yeah.
You
Okay.
can reconnect. Oh, you might want to actually do that before you change your costume.
Well, I'm not changing my
Or
costume.
you change your ship. You might want to reconnect to your saucer.
Oh.
We don't want to break anything.
Let's just watch that fly back in.
Yeah.
Or appear. There
Nope.
it goes. There it goes.
Tiny glitch. We're still working out the
Got,
kinks.
got a little well. This isn't anything you guys have ever seen. Don't ask any questions.
Right.
It doesn't exist. Oh, that's still the. No, that's,
There we go.
Here we go. So this is the
Dreadnought
Vanguard
Cruiser.
Dreadnought Cruiser.
It's the new big bad boy.
Yeah.
And this is also going to be playing a role as a certain somebody's primary flagship.
Oh, is this the bucket? That's not what it's called. I'm gonna call it the bucket.
That's great, though.
I wish we'd done. We should done
Dominion
that.
don't name their ships,
I
unfortunately.
know. Can you imagine if he was flying the USS bucket?
Yeah.
Then somewhere deep in the residence of the ship, there's someone going, "Bouquet residence." That's a deep cuts British TV reference, and I hope somebody got it. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel bad. Yeah.
What is the pod sticking out of the underside of Vanguard ships?
On this guy?
Someone asked it
Most
about.
of them have it.
I mean, not all of them do. It's like we kind of have. Oh, the underslung pod.
Yeah.
It's actually oddly a thing that's on the Jem'Hadar, our Dreadnought Cruiser, and the battleship from the
Oh,
show.
okay.
The ones in the show were a little more integrated into the ship itself. But with our Tier 6 versions of those that we made, we wanted to have them separated a little bit more.
Yeah, this one's.
It's basically
Has
just
one
a
hangar
weapon
bay.
pod, kind of
Yeah.
yeah, this is the single hangar bay.
Mhm.
Again, a little bit. We wanted to have a little bit of the interior of the ship visible, give it a sense of actual place and mass.
And this guy
Those
also.
underslung pods are something that shows up on both the light battle cruiser and
Right.
the dreadnought in
Mhm.
the actual show.
Yeah, they're
So-
there.
Whenever you have any sort of visual similarities between multiple classes, it's real easy to latch onto that and say, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's probably part of their
It's
identity
something
now.
that's important. It's something
Yep.
that's repeated on the ships.
Yeah.
It's as far as we're concerned, if we see a ship with wings,
Yeah.
you know, every ship in the species has wings, then we are kind of obligated to put wings on all of them,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Right.
You know, a wing is
All
no
of them
different
have
from some
pods.
underslung weapon pod or some wing-mounted pod.
It's also these like I don't know what spoilers.
Yeah, the spoiler nacelles, right? Yeah,
We said
yeah.
we don't do spoilers on this show.
Yeah, the crown nacelles, right?
Yeah,
Those are
crown.
something that were on the battleship and they're on the Dreadnought cruiser, so we were like, you know what, we should probably do that as well.
And it's super cool looking too. It
These
just
are
adds
integrated,
this,
doesn't detach,
but it adds this really nice
And it gives-
feel to the ship because you got this very like smooth,
And it-
like what's the word? Like streamlined look, and then these things like break it up a little bit.
with these ships, with all the Jemadar ships, even though everything feels like it's made out of lots of flat facets, they don't. Most of them, all of them, are actually really subtle curves.
Yeah.
Which is nice, and it can help keep it from seeming just two-dimensional and flat, or like it was made in the 90s.
Yeah. So let's summon an attack craft for this guy too, so they can see what happens when we do that.
So it should just warp in, right?
That's not the right power. I think
Oh.
that's a
Alright,
debug power.
don't worry about that power.
Oh boy.
It's
You have
summoned the whole
summoned-
carrier.
I have summoned her. Okay, so this didn't happen, and pretend that wow,
That's a test version.
that's a
of
test version of the
separation
power that I shouldn't have. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Turn it off,
I mean,
please.
Goodbye, carrier. It's not leaving. There it goes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now it will come and attach to your ship.
That will look like some nature documentaries that we shouldn't be watching.
Yeah. So on the back of this ship, you can actually see some of their elements that were, this
There's
big
the-
old
that
pod
scarab
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
Scarab
little
thing,
scarab,
the
scarab
bee
abdomen.
butt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The-
Actually, it looks
the-
from right
the
this angle, it
whatever
looks
it
a lot
is-
like the old bug ship. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're definitely trying to bring in elements that are reminiscent constantly of the old ships. So if you saw these in a lineup next to the old ships and the new ships, it wouldn't stand out too much.
I love these energy things in the shuttle bays.
Those are engines.
Oh, those are engines. Never mind.
Generally, that's what you refer to.
Generally,
them as,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Energy things
This
are
guy
probably fine.
actually has has
Don't let the engineers
actual
tell you
carrier, the
otherwise.
hangar bay in the front for the
Listen,
fighters.
I'm a tactical captain. Me point at thing and shoot laser.
Yeah.
Make the energy thing go!
Make the bright thing go that way.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one actually has the front hangar bay, but it has little secondary ones on the side that are just for show.
More like
Nice.
shuttle bays.
Shuttle bays, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a huge ship, right? The thing is massive. You see
Yeah.
how big the belly on it is. This ship is at least twice the mass of the carrier without being. I think it's a tiny bit
You
shorter,
have to drag it
like
from
a
the
few
column.
meters
Okay,
shorter.
press P.
It's worth the shot. That's-
And let's see. Let's find this thing's console. I don't know if you can activate it in the social zone though.
Probably not.
I have made so many ships for this expansion. I'm honestly
Dominion
I cannot
targeting
remember which
synchronizers?
ones are for which.
Oh wait,
Well, yeah, we can at least show them that.
yeah.
That one requires a foe, so we probably won't be able to
Target
show that off real quick.
synchronization, and then this.
But it's
is-
essentially you target somebody and you make them wimpy, and then whenever your friends
They're
attack
gonna-
it, they get buffs.
As long as they see those tooltips.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna be super happy. They screenshot.
Somebody's
it.
gonna, has already screenshotted.
Would
that,
you like
I'm
to see
certain.
the mastery? There it is, and it's gone. I'm sure somebody's already screenshotted it in the 2 seconds it took me to do that.
I hope so.
What are
Well,
these
uh,
little things?
Doodads.
Quickly, give me
They're
a kayfabe explanation for that.
Tertiary shield generators.
There you go.
Yeah.
deflector dish amplifiers,
Yeah.
There you go.
lateral
Yeah.
deflector amplifiers.
That sounds better.
Yeah,
Let's go with
okay.
that one. Right? Your technical level game
LDAs?
is
LDAs.
stronger.
You gotta get some good
yeah,
LDAs
they're
in your
clearly
ship.
LDAs.
Yeah.
DLDAs, Dominion Tech. Yeah.
Some people saying they want to get some flame decals on this thing. I can see it.
It
I
does.
mean, you
muscle
could
car
get it
inspired,
3D printed,
right?
and
Yeah, that's
you
true.
could paint
3D
fire on it,
yourself.
and I will send you a picture of me with giving you one of these. Or two of these.
Yeah.
But picking up on the idea that this, we did talk about like using elements of muscle cars as kind
Oh,
of a
absolutely.
visual
Yeah, it's part of the
inspiration
part of
for
the
some of
beefiness,
these.
beefiness
Yeah.
of them, right? They're supposed to feel like they're tough and they're heavy, and their muscle cars have hard angular edges, but when they have round bits, it makes sense. It's
Yeah,
on purpose
yeah,
and
it's
it's
nice.
for a function, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a spaceship built by Dodge, is what we're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey,
We were working on that
Or buy that
sponsorship
one
money.
quick aside to Chris Hoffman. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the show, but once again, you're the second person to reach out to me and say that the new mission on Xbox One is buggy or glitchy, but neither person who's reached out to me has given me any details on what that exactly means. So again, if you tell us something is buggy, we can't fix it because we don't know what's wrong.
Mhm.
So tweet at me or hit me up on the forums or something, but give me details on what you're experiencing, and
Yeah.
then I can tell QA, and then they can fix it. Well, then QA can confirm it and tell you guys to fix it.
Right.
Yeah. It's a long process.
Once we know how to make it happen, that's
Yeah.
when we get around to fixing it.
Have we ever? It's an interesting question. I know obviously it's not something we're doing anytime soon. Have we considered adding the level 6 mastery to other ships beyond the ones that are coming for this
It has come up
expansion?
in conversations.
Okay.
One of the biggest. Right now, we're going to wait and see how the population as a whole responds to it before we even consider whether or not we should put it on other ships.
Yeah.
Because if everybody ends up hating it, I don't think that's the case. We've gotten a positive
Yeah.
reaction so far. Then we don't want to throw it on everything because then they'll just hate everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of it is kind of wait and see.
Yeah.
Post X4, after Victory as Life is out, then we can take another look at that and maybe unlock other ships through adding that to them.
Salaknar has improved on our idea. They're apparently lateral auxiliary deflector systems, or LADs,
Yeah.
that have good LADs on the ship.
We'll fire up the lads.
The ship has 4 lads.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the next one.
Did our Facebook stream just die?
No, I didn't start it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's better. Just the graphics look like they changed from over here.
There we go. And this is the little tiny one. Oh, you saw the wingman pop in for
Yep.
a second there. This is our little tiny friend.
There is one smaller. This one is my
That's
favorite.
true,
I'll
but
be,
this is
I'll
it.
be honest.
I love
I try not
negative
to play
space and
favorites with my
starships.
children, but
No, but seriously,
okay.
I
It's
love
my
negative
favorite
space
too.
and starships so much. And
Yeah.
the space on this guy, I'm trying to get a good, better angle where you can kind of see it. Like that, all of that right there
Yeah.
is just so.
so
cool.
this is the warship,
yeah.
and it is built for war. This is kind of the workhorse of the new Vanguard fleet. It's versatile, it's powerful, it's defensive and offensive in kind of equal measures. But it's a Jem'Hadar, so maybe a little bit more offensive. But it comes with a Miracle Worker seat, which we haven't put on a nimble ship like this up until now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of possibilities for playing with those powers in new ways. I'm really excited to see how players respond to that.
Clegg was asking on Facebook, was asking, how do you get these ships? These are currently the only way we've announced to get them is the Gamma Vanguard pack, which is you can purchase for right now on StarTrekOnline.com. Pre-purchase it; it'll be ready when Victory's Life goes live. There will be other ways. We're just not talking about them right now.
But
although I think they're on triple.
If you like what you're seeing and you want to take the plunge now, rest assured that you will get these day one.
Yeah, right as the game launches on whatever date that we haven't announced yet. You will see these ships and they will be live. They will be in your inbox.
I like to imagine the bridge is in this little nub.
I hope
that was definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely
I think like this red window right here.
Yeah.
Well,
would be
remember,
my guess.
Jem'Hadar bridges don't have windows.
Yeah, it's inside.
Yeah.
Because Jem'Hadar are smart. Like, why put the important thing?
Yeah, build the entire ship around.
Where will
Yeah,
I fly
so
my
keep
A-wings if there's no window?
That's the point.
Exactly. Into a different universe.
Are these the
Yeah,
weapon points on
those
this?
are.
Oh, that's
Eagle
so
cannons.
cool.
Yep.
That is so cool.
All of them.
I'm gonna get this ship. I'm gonna front load it with 1 billion cannons, and it's gonna look amazing. Which I'm
You
sure
do
people
you.
want to see the stats.
Yeah.
Oh, has this got a personal wormhole generator?
It
Should
does.
we show that off? I was
I
able to use
don't
that in a social
know.
zone earlier.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we turn some of those off to reduce the spam. And there it is. No, you
Got
it. There it is.
Yeah, you can use this.
Okay.
on social
Okay.
zone. All right, let's do it. Let me get back to flying the ship. So this is one of the new console powers, and it allows you to get into a little bit of your own strip Z's. Now the effect isn't working, I guess, because this isn't what it looked like on, or is it what it looked like?
I don't know. I haven't actually seen the
Okay,
finished
it isn't what it
effects.
looked like when I was looking at it earlier, but maybe it's different. But
It's very-
anyway, it's a cool power.
Yeah, and while you were between the two flashes, you're kind of phased out. It's very similar in some regards to the fluidic phase shift that some players might be familiar with. You're able to escape from combat for a little while. You regenerate while it's going on, and then you pop out and surprise people.
Yeah.
So they can't see you while you're like that.
Creature comforts. I actually don't know the answer to that question. Do we know if old Jem'Hadar ships will get the new Jem'Hadar bridge? I don't
I
know.
believe that those are separate assets.
I think so too. Yeah. Cool. Farktoid says you're looking good.
Thanks. Thanks, Mark. You as well, buddy. Keep up the good work.
We do. Richard A. Rakaza says we hope we have a new grid design for the new Jem'Hadar ships. We do, and in fact, you've already seen it if you've been paying attention to some of our blogs. It's been shown off, and it was shown off as well at Destination Star Trek. So if you were there, you saw it's one of my favorite bridges in the game. It's just so darn pretty.
Yeah.
I want it. I want it all.
Almost everything in there was created by Donnie.
Yeah.
Versiga, I think is how you pronounce it.
I thought it was Versiga, but I pronounce everyone's name wrong. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Donnie V.
Donnie V. Donnie of the best Star Trek cosplay in the house.
Yes. He's done amazing work. I think, if I remember correctly, he did the Kelvin Bridge as well.
Yeah.
Just another fan favorite.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so I actually don't know if I have permission to show off the new bridge, guys. I don't know if it's done because I didn't ask about that for today.
Right.
So I will try and show that off on a later stream.
We've
Sorry to
gotten in
tease you
trouble
on
with
that. Oh boy, have we.
But I will tell you that
That's
if
cool.
you go onto Tribble, and if you're not spoiler averse, if you make everybody can go onto Tribble right now, and you can
Yeah.
make a Jem'Hadar character. One of the first maps that you experience is built on the same kit as
So
the
you-
new interior, so
so
you
you'll
can
get an
see
idea.
almost all of the assets, if not all,
Yeah.
if you experience that episode for yourself.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Aaron Bass. That sounds like a more complicated question than me have answered it. Time to answer on the stream. That I've answered time to the stream. So hit me up on Twitter or the forums, and we can talk about that in more detail. People are calling out the abdomen of the ship, the little pod we were talking about earlier. I like this sled here a lot.
Yeah.
That's just really cool.
This has almost got a bit of a pontoon feel to it.
Yeah. It feels
More
like
that
it feels like a
negative
luxury
space.
murder
We
ship.
wanted to fill the negative space with something, because having negative space is nice and all,
Yeah.
but giving it a little bit of, at least pretend purposes is definitely going to make it pop more.
Yeah. Thomas is pointedly standing in the doorway going, why aren't you talking about the Cardassian ships yet? Hi, Thomas.
We have one more Vanguard ship. Let's go.
Yeah,
and
more
get through that.
go. The ships are just so pretty, Thomas. We have to show them all off.
No, they came out really great.
So the last of the 4 Vanguard
And
vessels.
this is the little baby. Yeah, sorry.
This is the Heavy Raider.
Yeah. Which
And
is,
again, you may have seen it for a frame or two, but the Heavy Raider is also what you get as wingmen
yeah.
with all of the Vanguard vessels.
Does the Heavy Raider also get wingmen?
Yeah.
Does it get its own? Okay, so you can
Yeah.
fly a little squadron of your ship.
Does
Yeah.
the Raider get
Yeah.
Raiders?
Yeah, the Raider gets
Yeah,
Raiders.
the Raider gets Raiders.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about the wingman mechanic, like what it is and what it does and all that jazz?
Sure. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You get 2 ace pilot Raiders, Heavy Raiders, this ship, that follow you into combat, and for the most part, they act very similarly to what you might expect from any combat pet, like the heavy attack craft or whatever that the carrier launches. But if you can see the UI widget here, each of them, and you can choose whether to link them or not, has 3 separate special maneuvers that they can use. There's an attack one that's like a strafing run, and you can order just one to do that, or both if you like to link them up. Console players, these will be linked by default. That's partially to save you the headache of too many more buttons in your HUD.
That's right. We're thinking about console already.
Right. And then there's one that's a heal, and then there's another like a hull restoration and resistance, I believe, and then there's another one that's I want to say it's a shield debuff. These were actually made by another designer that took this task on.
Yeah.
But I think I got that right.
That
last one's a
sounds
shield
familiar.
debuff.
Yeah. Having little ships follow me around that can heal me, I'm so excited for.
Yeah.
And each of those maneuvers is accompanied by special flight behavior. They'll change their flight patterns to either like go in for the strafing run or fall back to behind you to be healing you. It's really cool stuff, and it's really fun to use.
Question from World of None: can the new carrier use the old Jem'Hadar attack ship pets?
If you have them unlocked, yes.
If you have them unlocked,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. I want to say, Ian, just looking at this, Thomas talks a lot about hearing the music from a TV show in your head. This to me looks like a model shot from old Star Trek right here, which is it's just freaking awesome. These ships are so cool. Let's see.
You can imagine like a little runabout trying to sneak up and
Aaron Bass, my Twitter is at Ambassador
Flying
Cal.
between stuff.
So
Yeah.
you've got it spelled right. Just add an ambassador on the front, and you'll have me right there. Cool. All right. Well, these ships are amazing, Ian. Thank you so much for showing them
Absolutely.
off. I'm so excited to get to fly them. You have no idea. I probably should just go on Tribble and
You should.
try them,
You
or
should
I
totally
could
do
do it on engineering since I have them all now.
you actually
After
can't
the
get
stream,
them on
just
Tribble
hang out.
without dev packs.
Then I will get them on engineering and fly them before everyone else and laugh. But cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for joining us, dude.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. And we're gonna tag you out with your boss now.
Thanks, man.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for, unless you like Jem'Hadar more than Cardassian.
Yeah. So Thomas is here, everybody. Say hi, Thomas. Let me switch out your nameplate here so that it's correct.
Hi, everybody.
This is Thomas, the cat.
No one knows anything about Thomas. I've never seen him on a stream before. Definitely not one of my more frequent guests. Not at all.
I don't think I am, actually.
I
I think
think-
Jeremy's your most frequent guest.
Jeremy is probably my most frequent guest, but you're probably number 2.
What?
Yeah.
Hmm. Did you guys talk about the pets? The new
We did.
attack ships?
Yeah,
Awesome.
they're pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah.
We showed them off too. People were jumping for joy over that design. And I mentioned how much I personally want to fly it as my ship. Just
Right.
putting it out there again. I believe my email to Thomas Beck when he first showed us the screenshots of that ship was, "I need it. I need it, Thomas. I need it." All right. Well, shall we look at some Cardassian ships?
No, I have to say straight off that I actually didn't work on any of these. I'm here in place of Mauricio, who's the
he's
ship
on
artist.
paternity leave.
Yeah, who's on paternity
he's
leave.
having a baby right this minute.
He
After
just
he
actually already
finished
had
these babies.
He already had a baby. She's doing well, and really happy for him. But he's gonna be out for the month, so I guess a couple months. So I'm just kind of sitting in. So I'm kind of gonna be looking through these with you guys. I sort of vaguely remember the design process. Mauricio is great because he also can concept the ships and like.
Yeah, he's a really nice 2D artist.
Right,
in addition
right.
to
I
his
mean,
3D
like
work.
Ian and I we can do enough that like we can build our own concepts. We can scratch out some stuff, but Mauricio can actually create a really finished piece. So the concept art for these ships was really cool.
Yeah. So somebody says, or Hank Jan, I'm going to butcher your name, I'm so sorry. Hank Jan Vrelink says, are these Cardassian ships playable? Absolutely. Playable Cardassians are a thing, and you can get playable Cardassian ships now too. These are all brand new Cardassian designs.
Cardassians are not part of the Jem'Hadar, the Dominion Alliance.
No.
They're available for Federation or Klingon.
Yes.
That's just a new playable species.
But these ships are cross-faction, which means
play with
anyone,
anybody.
including Jem'Hadar, could fly
Correct.
these ships.
Yep. Tell me a little bit about the Cardassian Intel Science Dreadnought, kids.
It's cool.
God, I hate you both.
It's all right.
Entertaining stream, guys!
Before we go into like mechanics and stuff, I think that we should talk a little bit about some of the key
Yeah.
like visual elements.
That's
the
kind of what I
language
was
stuff.
asking about. Like, how do you? I mean, I know it was Mauricio and not you, but what was the thought process on like updating the Cardassian look for the 26th
Right.
century?
Well, so I think is this true that this is the first like non-canon Cardassian ship in the game?
It is.
Yeah. These three, I don't remember which one we started with. It might have actually been this one. Were the first like STO cryptic special Cardassian ships we made. So we had a few parameters. Obviously, Cardassian ships look a certain way. They have the kind of the Cobra hood look to them, or trilobite, whatever sort of animal inspiration you want to take. They also have that tan coloration. They're pretty symmetrical. They have the big jewel feature in the front that kind of doubles as a phasor array / deflector dish.
Depending on which episode you're watching.
Right, yeah. So, we started obviously at those points, but then we knew pretty early that these were going to be Intel ships.
There's also that layering language is
Yeah.
very common.
Yeah. And so taking the Intel language that we had designed for our Intel ships and the kind of like, okay, let's throw that on, mix it in with the Cardassian design language and kind of see where it got us. And so this is where Mo landed with it, and it's really cool. He created a new Cardassian Intel material, but of course you can use any Cardassian material on these ships.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm flying around after the ship like an idiot, someone asked how big the ship was, and I figured the best way to show it off is
this is the Science Dreadnought, so it's
Yeah, it's
the
rather
biggest
large.
one. Yeah. So you can have any Cardassian material, including the T6 material that came out with the Keldon. You can throw on the ship. So if you don't like the Intel look, then you just swap out, and it still passes for a normal Cardassian ship. The shape language is more Cardassian than Intel, which I think we felt we wanted to do because we had never done new Cardassian ships. We wanted to make sure that the ships we come up with weren't too far afield from.
Yeah, you can look at it at a glance and say, that's probably
the
Cardassian.
ship.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
which is my first thought upon looking at
Right.
these guys.
And there was Mo added nice touches like the Cardassian logos on the wings and all that stuff. Lots of little
that's
details
neat.
like that. One of my favorite details actually, go to the tail of the ship and zoom in on the escape pods.
Okay,
Is that
we can
those?
just-
No,
Where's the escape pods?
go forward, go up. Those little circles.
Okay.
So can you guys do
Oh,
you
the
recognize?
DS9 doors.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's cool.
Yeah, so we thought, we were like, what did Cardassian escape pod doors look like?
They
And
probably
we're
pop
like,
out and then gear out.
Yeah, we were like, oh, it'd be cool if we used the DS9 airlock door for this. And
Yeah.
it just it's
That's
a cool
awesome.
language and it's a cool detail on the ship. So
Yeah.
I just think I just really like
We
that.
should definitely launch the hangar pets.
Okay.
I think
let me
people
pull
are
them up.
going to accept. Well, you can actually click this button up there.
What?
want.
I've never done that.
Yes, welcome to the hangar UI.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, I don't think it fully launched yet. I guess it did.
Yeah. So for these guys, we just took a Hideki and added the Cardassian material to it. So that gives us a little room in the future if we want to make actual, true Hideki frigate,
Yeah.
frigates for any other new Cardassian ship that's not Intel flavor we might make. But these are stealth Hideki.
Yeah,
So-
updated with Intel technology and
right.
everything, and they their abilities reflect that as well. They have
Right.
ability to basically impede the performance of enemies.
Right.
In addition to being pretty effective frigates all on their own.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody said, is that a spiral wave disruptor dual beam bang in the inventory? Yes, it is. That's
Yep.
it right there.
That's also a turret. And
Yep.
that's a cannon.
Yep, lots of spiral wave disruptors. Are they re-engineerable?
Those might not be because those are the default, but there is going to be a full suite of spiral wave weapons available with X4 for anybody that owns these ships.
How do you get them?
From the Dilithium store, the same way as the
okay.
current
Yeah,
ones.
Yeah, I think I made the icons for those like 2 days ago. Yesterday. it's all
I think I might have
blending
seen
together
you
for me.
making those yesterday, actually. Because I remember looking and going, "Oh, those are gold weapons. I wonder what they're for." Yeah.
And the hangar pets use spiral wave disruptors. Yeah, I know that they're a fan favorite, and yes, we are supporting that. It's part of the Cardassian identity as far as mechanics go,
Right.
so we
Yeah.
definitely wanted to include that.
So this is not to put you on the spot, but if you have a T5 Galar or T6, will that unlock those new weapons too?
No, that's unique to the Intel
Oh, okay.
ships.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good to know.
I think.
Philip 117. Playable Founders is something we have talked about. It never got past the hey, that would be cool to do.
Oh
phase.
god, I wish I could let you guys in on some of the crazy,
Oh, God. We had
crazy
so many cool
conversations that
ideas.
spun out of that.
It's something again. It's on the list of things we want to do, all in capital letters. But I don't know if it's not coming for Victory's Life. 100% for sure. Whether it comes after that and how soon it comes after that is a longer question
Yes.
that we cannot answer right now because we don't talk about upcoming content. Did
Except
you watch
for
the
when
season
we-
finale of Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
When we talk, no, I'm not
Okay.
current. Except for when we do talk about upcoming content, like right now.
Like Cardassian ships.
Well, we talk about announced upcoming content.
Right,
We're
right.
talking about
Hey,
unannounced upcoming content.
Thomas, what is
Yeah, I
that?
was just gonna add. This is a quick. I'm calling it a kayfabe check. Thomas, what are
Hey,
these?
what?
What are the in universe? What are these?
Oh, so that's a subspace harmonic, frequency discriminator. So basically,
SHFD, good. Yep. Get the SHFDs online. We're making a lot of acronyms tonight,
Mhm.
folks.
so that you kind of use that to filter out background noise and really kind of hone in on the signals that you want to get, especially when you're looking at faster than light sensor data, which is
Fun fact, though, that was one of the last facets of the ship that actually was approved by R&D because in the earlier iterations, it had this terrible squealing sound
Yeah.
that just echoed through the halls of the ship.
Right.
Well, yeah, but that was how you knew it was working, and so a lot of
No, it
a
worked
lot of
great.
current Cardassian
It's
crews
just
are
nobody
actually,
wanted to work on the ship.
Right.
Like,
Well, except for the engineers who trained on the original version of the ship.
Yeah.
A couple of them are annoyed now because their wild screeching noise is how they knew they were getting really good intel data.
Right.
And
Now
now
the
now
ship's
it's just
too quiet.
silent, and they're like,
Right.
I'm pressing the buttons, and I don't know if anything's happening, you guys.
There was actually, they also developed special earplug technology just to compensate during the
Yeah.
engineering process.
That's actually what the in the Wounded. So the earlier versions in the mid 24th century, earlier versions of Cardassian ships had technology like that, and they phased it out for a while. But the headsets that the guys had in the Wounded,
Yeah.
when they came on the Enterprise, the first time you see Cardassians, that was
Those awesome helmets
that?
Yeah, those were
that kept their
audio-
brain from exploding?
Yeah, they're audio dampeners to
Yeah.
counteract the effects of the.
You heard it here first, guys.
We're changing canon all the time because we can. I wrote a
That would
fiction
be
blog
a
about.
tie-in episode is just like explaining the weird.
Oh my god!
Cardassian headset.
I would actually love so much to do a Foundry episode that is literally just each room is a new developer stand-in character explaining something about the fiction that we made up that would never have made it into the game otherwise. That would be hilarious.
This is what Thomas does for those Jace Interstellar,
which are so much fun, and I wish you
Yeah.
had time to do more of them.
Yeah, me too.
Like my like third day on the job, the first time I met Thomas, he sat me down in the cafeteria and was like, "So I do this thing. Are you okay with me
Please
doing
don't
it
stop
all
me
the
from
time?"
doing
And I was like, "God, yes, that sounds amazing."
And I've only had time to do like one, but
I know.
Yeah,
It's
they're
so
great.
It's great. What are the yellow things?
those are just the Buster Collectors.
Oh, okay.
I
Which,
guess,
again,
I think.
depending on the episode, may have been phaser emitters.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Twitch chat is arguing about which Star Trek species can mate and produce children, so that's good. Great, good entertaining
Well, we
conversation,
know
guys.
that Cardassians and Bajorans are good to go.
Yep.
Apparently
That's about
Bajorans, if you watch Shield of Tomorrow, apparently Bajorans and Vulcans are also good to go.
Yeah.
Humans and Vulcans are good to go. Klingons, we don't know about viable offspring for Klingons and Trill.
Oh, that's true.
Hmm.
Alright, anyway.
Well, I guess Trill could bond. Do Trill have to bond with Trill, or can they?
Thus far.
Okay.
As
I'm
far
talking
as
about
we've
Trill
seen.
hosts, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
I mean, everybody's kind of compatible because of the whatever they're
Intel
called.
ships.
Intel ships.
There's two more. Stay
Right.
tuned.
Let's show them off. Boop. All
See,
right.
I think the Dreadnought was the Damar class, if I'm remembering correctly. It was
I
fun
don't know.
coming up with canon names for them. I remember this is the Gamor.
You're right. Damar, Gamor, and Tatapa.
Yeah.
Tatapa's the escort. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our flight deck cruiser, which means we're going to have some ships to
It's the
fire
same-
out of the hangar. The same one. Very cool.
Yakua frigates.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I like this
Which,
kind of.
you know what? I wouldn't have suggested doing an Intel material swap on those if you had named them Hideki. But
Right.
since they had a different name, I'm like, crap, they need to look different.
Yes, I got him.
You tricked me.
So I really like this almost scaffolding look right
Mhm.
here. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's super cool. And I bet if you put the Riemann shield on here, it would look pretty cool because I think that's
Oh yeah.
the same area of the Riemann shield that has like the honeycomb on it. So
Space item shields, Riemann maybe.
That sounds right. Hold on, it's got to spool up the whole thing.
The whole item database.
Yep.
Has to be downloaded.
This is why I'm not allowed to use this
Collated.
command on live.
Sorry if you're on engineering, we just froze your game.
Riemann.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Sounds good. All right. I have magic. Let's see what this does, because I'm always curious. Ooh! Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that's pretty neat.
That's pretty friggin' neat. I might have to.
We should take that shield off and save it for the next ship as well.
Yeah,
see
we
how it
should.
looks on that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so this ship I feel like is the closest to like canon Cardassian design of the ones we did. It's got like the sweep back.
I think
and
so
the whole
too. And
thing.
this topmost pancake has a very
It's very Cardassian shape.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam Wall, the art lead on the ship, was like he liked the layering a lot and getting those shapes in. I think it really paid off.
Mhm.
I think I'm really happy when we figure out a way to advance the language of a species
Yeah.
while keeping it like super recognizable.
Mhm.
And I think we did that pretty much all across Victory's Life with the new Vanguard ships that you guys were just talking about. Those look incredible and they look futuristic and they feel like this is what the Dominion would end up with in 30 or 40 years after DS9, but they also but they have their own kind of identity and it's super cool. So
Yeah.
There was a request for the
The
car
additional
shields.
language of the that's nice too, of the kind of
Yeah.
stealth bomber-esque.
yeah.
This one sells it the most. Obviously, those are stealth bomber wings.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
they're
right.
not. You can't deny that.
Right.
Yeah, totally. What I love too is I'm noticing earlier, like the typical Cardassian design of going out and then in repeats endlessly over the ship. It happens on these little things. It happens here. It happens on this pancake.
Yeah,
we were talking
and
about
the
earlier.
bottom of these ships, let's not undersell those because Mo actually did some really cool design work on with all
Let's
the
get some
layering
light
and
on
stuff.
these.
Yeah, and the engineering and all that stuff. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on the bottom, just like how there are engines on the underside.
Oh, yeah. Time has been stopped.
I was like, why isn't the ship moving?
So I don't know. It's a really cool.
The underside of ships are like the Easter egg for ship bugs.
Yeah.
For
Right.
ship lovers.
Right,
Yeah, well,
right.
because you hardly ever see them on the show.
Right.
Unless they're doing one of those really cool, like, goes over the top of the screen shots.
Mm-hmm.
And in the game, you're never going to look at the bottom of your
So
ship.
look at like the back.
What are those?
Probably more escape pods.
Yeah,
That's cool.
those are different. So I think this has a different set of windows on it than the other one did, which is
Yeah.
why those escape pods don't look like the other escape
Oh,
pods.
That's cool.
So you
Depending
have
on the
those,
windows
yeah, the
selected.
window options.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm headed to the back.
Yeah, so
here.
I just really love how the engines are arranged on this one. They're like kind of down and on an underside layer, so you
Yeah.
have the whole wing kind of protecting the engines of the ship. It's in a pretty cool way.
Yeah. Okay. Rami is coming to chat to tell us we smell.
Thanks.
Now that I've mentioned her name, she will immediately clip this tweet.
I see a question in the Twitch chat of honored first question mark.
That is an interesting question. But that will be explained as part of the storyline of Victory's life. But I'm playing as a Jem'Hadar character right now, so
Yeah.
that's why you see the lovely blue or purple UI.
Yeah, which is also at least in part, if not in a whole.
No, Addison made.
Oh, okay.
Or-
You just had the wonderful job of hooking most of it on.
right. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a Cardassian missile torpedo platform. We should
Oh
probably
yeah,
find
no,
out
we
what it
forgot
looks
to look
like.
at the other one too. I don't know if you can actually launch them in social space, but
We'll find out.
so the Science Dreadnought comes with what we were calling a support
Oh,
platform.
no, I can't.
Which summons a central shielding platform and then 3 spiral wave disruptor beam turrets. And it's basically like just a mobile don't come near me or I will ruin your day.
It's inspired by the Chintaka weapons platforms from
Yes.
DS9, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So is
Yeah.
the mobile weapon platform.
Yeah.
So the support platform is stationary and it just becomes this weapons battery that'll take out anything that comes near it.
Yeah.
But the mobile torpedo platform will follow you around. Kind of similar in some ways to like the Zindi super weapon console that
Okay.
we've done
So I bet
before.
these ships would be good in like disconnected in like
Oh, yeah.
kind of areas where you have to
The
defend.
Science Dreadnought in particular.
Yeah, yeah.
But all of the consoles on these 3 Intel ships can be used on any ship.
Yeah.
They're not restricted at all.
Were you? I was thinking how cool with the wingman mechanic the Vanguard carrier is, because did you talk about the console
Mhm.
the separation?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you have that, and then you have your 2 wingmen,
And then you have,
your
four
2
ships you could summon.
Yeah.
your two
Four
four
frigates.
frigates.
Yeah.
2 wings of 2 each.
Yeah. So it's just
And
it's
so then,
crazy.
and then you add Scorpion fighters, point defense, and
3 path mine
you could
launchers.
Nimbus pirate distress
Right.
call.
Yeah.
That's actually how I fly my current Jem'Hadar ship. I'm probably going to upgrade to the carrier when I
You
can.
just
but
let the game play itself.
basically, because I know I'm going to die. So this way I can have 2 wingmen healing me constantly and
But I
6
was-
other ships fighting for me.
I was messing around with that in one of our Delta Rising missions, and like I had the starter gear, like the Mark 10 Polaron, whatever, and I just had all my pets out, and they were just wrecking everything. I'm like, all right, this is awesome.
Do the Cardassian ships have mines too? They could if you equip them.
There's no such thing as a spiral wave mine.
No.
Called it a mine. Yeah.
So there's no special mines for them.
Yeah.
But you
Oh
can
God,
put
what's
mines on
that
them if
from?
you like.
Oh,
It's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
there we
A
go.
mine!
All right, let's look at the last one.
Let's definitely not least.
No.
This will be the Detapa class Intel Escort.
Does that work?
Do
There we
it.
go.
There we go.
Oh, I lied. This is the most Cardassian ship of the ships.
They all look.
They're getting more
Cardassian, right?
Cardassian all the time.
Right. I like this one a lot. It's small and like,
Mighty.
yeah, I don't know. It still feels solid, but
Mhm.
you know, you can see it in your head, like doing kind of weaving in and out and
Yeah.
wrecking shop. You know, I really love the phaser weapons, or like kind of the weapon.
Oh, these guys?
Strips
Little
up there.
nubs.
Yeah, super cool. And then the big like harmonica in the front.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just has some really cool, distinctive design.
And that actually
features.
is a space harmonica, guys. The
Mhm.
Cardassians
If you
play
play
harmonica
fast
to go
enough,
into
you
war.
can just hear it.
That wasn't a harmonica that ever played that song, but I'm doing it anyway.
This also has looks like some visual language taken or borrowed,
Mhm.
inspired by from the Hideki as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, I mean it's around that size, right? So we want
A little more of a rounder
Yeah.
shape to it and everything.
Yeah.
And again, this is I again really like how the Cardassian shapes just keep repeating throughout this whole
Mhm.
ship. So it's the same shape over and over
Yeah,
again.
Cardassians are really.
Reinforce the
I just as
visual
an alien
language.
species, they're probably, in terms of like design language, one of the most developed in Star Trek, next to like Klingons and Romulans,
Yeah.
I guess.
Mhm.
And between DS9 and like I don't think we ever even saw a Romulan space station. We saw a couple Klingon space, or maybe one Klingon space
I
station.
did, but I can't remember one.
Yeah. But and then ships, of course.
I just made this into Batman.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Someone in chat has dubbed this ship Garrick's Hammer, which I like a lot. I don't think we'd be able to name it that in game, but the Hammer of Garrick would be a really fun name for a ship.
Garrick flies, I believe, the Science Dreadnought.
He's
has
in
his own
the
ship.
cruiser.
It is,
Yeah, it's a cruiser.
Yeah.
but he has his own ship that you'll fly alongside at certain points.
And you can
during
get it
the
as an Admiralty car when you hit 65.
Yep. The
Yep.
CUV Tane.
Someone's yelling Cardassian cloak, so...
I'm not sure. Oh, it is working. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was told there might have been a problem with this. Yeah.
Well, there it is.
I
Okay.
found it.
So the transition effects are all in place, but the ongoing
actual ongoing
cloak is
stealth
not,
is
not
wrong.
entirely.
So it
hooked
looks a
up,
little
so-
different than like normal
Yep.
wibbly wobbly cloak.
On
That's
purpose.
Yeah.
Cardassians had to develop their own cloaking technology.
Yeah.
Right,
and this
because the Romulans wouldn't just give it to them for some reason.
Law Street, maybe, or maybe it's just ST is his last name, wants to know if you might know this. What is the actual maximum number of pets you could summon in the game for
There
your
is no.
ship? Okay.
I mean, there's a theoretical limit just because of which powers we give you.
Right.
But there's no like hard set
Yeah.
cap that we generate within the engine.
I mean, I feel like that.
That can break servers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
No, but I'm just mean like I think that the Gemini carrier might be the most. I
It's
don't
up
know.
there. I mean, like if you start thinking about targetable torpedoes and mines as a form of pet, because technically they are entities.
Yeah.
Then something like the Vorgon carrier might outstrip it because it can make pets that make mines.
Alex Evans wanted to know if the ships will get the CUV. Oh, well, the older Cardassian ships get the CUV prefix for ship naming.
I don't remember. I think yes, but we're
Okay.
keeping them. If they do get it, we're keeping their default as no prefix.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. What?
You click the
I meant to click the.
question
I've
mark.
never clicked the question mark before.
Question marks exist.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Chris, you send me bugs in the mod chat, bro. Don't send me it in stream chat. I can't respond to that here.
But
You're sending me like whole zip files full of bugs. We'll deal with that. Don't worry.
that one's known.
That was known.
That Gemini
Fixing
tunes are having trouble getting into and out of certain zones. That's
Yeah.
being
Fixed
up.
right now.
Most of it's actually already fixed. We
Yeah.
sadly didn't get it to Tribble.
And I don't know if you, I don't know if we actually mentioned this, that these guys are full Intel ships and they have the Intel mechanic and all that stuff. They
I
actually
don't think we mentioned that on the stream yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, this
You-
guy's console.
You
too.
can see it in the HUD, so. like,
Yeah.
It's not hard. Which
people should
console
have
is
figured
this?
that out.
Is it
This
a
is the
7100?
Spiral Wave Blast module.
Oh.
I hope you can fire this in sector space or in social space because it's so awesome looking.
I'll look, but I doubt it because it's a weapon.
And it's probably too awesome looking for social space.
Yeah. Well, we can head over to. Actually, why don't we just head over to a combat zone real quick?
Sure. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, I will die because these are not Spartan built ships. I gave
Yeah.
myself these ships an hour ago.
Yep.
Right. Well, but if we do, we
God,
get in the Gemini carrier, it's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna jump in the Gemini carrier
Yeah, then
for
you just let it
sure.
fight for you.
But first, I want to do. I want to show off this console that Jeremy's excited about.
Does this build have the new? I made a static loading screen yesterday for Victory's Life. I didn't
It
know.
probably doesn't,
Okay.
because I mean, just looking at this, I would assume.
Although this is engineering, the build was made this morning. So no.
Oh yeah, it should then.
Okay,
Look at that.
beautiful.
Look at that shit.
Hail the outpost. What's the problem? All right.
Shut up and let us shoot stuff.
Oh, this is.
That's fine.
Yeah,
You
this is
just
totally
press
fine.
3.
Whoa! That's a space
Where have I
tidal
seen that
wave.
before?
It's just it's like a Nexus wave.
And for those of you who wanted to see the platforms launching,
Yep.
here's
so
one of
that's
them.
the support platform.
Yep. So
And
that
it spawns out these other spiral wave disruptor turrets. It protects
That's
those
cool.
turrets as well as you, and it also debuffs any enemies that are within that
I
field. as
mean,
well.
I
Neat.
just dropped the money out of Gamma Vanguard pack so I can have all these
Yep.
consoles on my ship.
And then here comes the mobile torpedo platform.
Yeah, which is following.
Hello.
There it is. Hey, buddy.
Oh, we haven't improved its traction yet.
Okay.
That'll get better. It's just kind of
Work in progress, folks. Work in progress. Yeah.
That torpedo platform just periodically spews out massive torpedo spread 3 photon torpedoes.
Nice.
It's just everybody in front of you is going to have a bad day with this set.
People want to see it again. Boom!
Wow.
It's like a 90s Trapper Keeper for boys in space weapon form.
But that's spiral wave disruptor energy, so it does disruptor damage and it debuffs everybody's, and it has a chance of knocking systems offline as well.
Yeah. Hank Jank Free Link. No, we're not going on the Star Trek cruise because we're poor. We wish we could go. It'd be fun, but no. Okay.
If you would like to buy Kel a ticket, we'll figure out how to make him go.
I would never ask for that. Please do that. If you guys keep saying you want to start a Kickstarter to support us, do that.
Yeah.
Send me on a cruise.
Not sad.
You can get me a SAG card. I mean, that's fine. I
Yeah,
don't mind
that's
that.
fine too.
I would love to, especially because people are now joking since Maria's on Magic now of having me replace the dance instructor in the game, which I'm like, why would you do that? She's so perfect. Okay, I'm gonna move to is it Nukara? Is the one that you guys usually have me go to
for fighting?
No,
Yeah.
Argala.
Argala.
Yeah.
Too many systems in this game rhyme.
Bala Bala.
Is that console limited to Cardi ships only?
Nope. All of the Cardassian consoles from this set can be used on any starship. Before you hug me, I was about to follow that up with the Vanguard ships are restricted to Vanguard ships, the Vanguard consoles.
I'm probably going to own a Vanguard ship.
But the starship traits from any of these ships can be, obviously, once you unlock it, use it anywhere. But I don't remember what the starship traits are for these things. Like I said, so many ships.
Yeah.
You've only seen most of the ones that I've made for this release. Not all of them yet.
All right, let's see what this happens in real life. Boom! I maybe... Nope, it's hitting him. That's good.
Yeah, it hit.
Yeah.
Did it?
I don't know.
Looked like it might have
I'm
missed.
firing off all the...
Hit the guy nearest you.
This map at the very beginning has some weirdness where sometimes the logic doesn't kick in right away because if you don't talk to the Benthans. So that might have been what you ran into.
Maybe.
There's the torpedo platform though.
Yep, you
making
go
him
in,
have
doing
a
some
bad
stuff.
day.
And so if I go to the support platform, what happens? Range, what happens?
It should, if I remember correctly, it improves and regenerates your shields.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that's why all the white numbers.
I'm going to need
popping
all
up
of these
there.
consoles for whatever ship I end up flying after Victory's Life. I have
And
a
then
feeling it's
that
going to be the
guy
carrier.
is stuck in here because he went too far in.
Oh, so now he's trapped
Yeah,
while all
it
these
reduces
the
his
disruptor
speed.
turrets just murder his face.
Crap.
Yep, it
That's
is
really cool.
absolutely.
That
a
is,
trap.
I really like that. That's like really cool.
So if you plop that down right in front of somebody, they're
just
probably
done.
just going to be stuck.
Okay, we're going to switch because I know what people want me to try. Hold on, buddy.
Deputized.
That's your Demodar voice?
No,
That's a Bentham.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
No, the response is Gemini.
Oh.
I don't know.
Launch
What's the
fighters,
Gemini?
launch fighters.
Deputized.
That's
That's
not
my
right.
Gemini voice.
Well,
It's about time
C-
to get deputized, boy.
CBS just canceled us, and
There's your wingman.
there's my wingmen. Let's command them to fight.
You gotta have a target and you gotta be close.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
or
command them to
within
heal.
That'll lock out your other commands though
Oh.
temporarily.
For a minute.
But they're healing me, so that's cool.
Yep.
And I will detach my attack support craft.
Sure, who needs that?
Yeah, let's do tons of. Yeah, this
So
thing is.
the carrier actually gets slightly more nimble when the attack craft is detached.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Just like a saucer separation for like a galaxy. Or
Yeah.
You on the
Rex.
left, fire.
Get wrecked.
Oh, this feels like one of Thomas's military science fiction things, where he's like, first wave, fire! Second wave, fire!
Yeah, it's like that a lot.
No targets remaining in strafe protocol. I love that they say stuff like that. That's so
we wanted
cool.
to give him
You
a little
heal
bit
me.
of, personality.
Yeah.
Like you really feel kind of attached to him. In fact, we wanted. This is never going to happen, so I'm sorry that I'm even saying it. But we wanted to make it so you could rename them, so you could name them Bill and Bob. Or
Oh man,
whatever
I
you
would have
wanted.
loved that. You're right.
But instead, so you can see on the HUD element they're labeled alpha and beta, and if you look at them in the world, you can also see that they've got an indicator over
Yeah,
them
which is cool.
to tell you which one is alpha, which one's beta.
And
Right.
if you need to heal one of them, like those little pogs tell you their health and
Yeah.
shields,
Mhm.
and then you can click on that pog.
Just like a hanger pet.
Yeah,
in
like a
that
hanger
regard.
pet to select them,
Yeah.
so you can you can throw a heal down.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is super cool.
Yeah.
I really want this ship. This is. I think this is gonna be my ship. I'm gonna have to start saving my Zen now.
And you see your hanger pets wrecking face. It's so cool.
Strafe!
This is sort of like, I mean, I feel like every carrier should be like this carrier.
Okay, so yellow lines means they are linked.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we may have to go back and fix.
So some of the fun
carriers.
things that Matt is the designer. Cultured Soup, you may know him on Reddit and elsewhere.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah.
I know. I have a lot of
Because his
those.
last name's Cameron.
Right.
Well, there's some people.
It makes sense.
There's some people like I see a Bordicus or a Thomas the Cat. I know instantly who that is because they post all the time. And then like
Melange.
Ryan posts once in a blue moon, and I'm always like, or like Jesse even less, and Jesse's like Trek head, so that's even
Pretty generic in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
And so I'm always like, who's that? Who do I need to talk to about that post they just made? As opposed to
Who's in trouble?
As opposed to oh, it's Jeremy. He's in trouble again.
Again.
His tweet got to the front page of Reddit again, and he's acting surprised. You shouldn't be surprised, Jeremy. That happens every time you tweet. Oops. At least the last time was on purpose. Like you actually wanted the answer.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got a lot of good answers for
We
that.
did. I'm compiling them myself too.
Yes, they can eject warp plasma.
Nice.
What's the cooldown if the wingmen die?
It's not long. It's like 30 seconds or so, and then they'll automatically warp back in a new copy of their ship.
Are we going to put tooltips here to tell you what these powers do if you hover over them?
Who needs tooltips?
So are we going to do that?
Talk to
if
Travis
you
about
hover
that.
down there, you can at least
okay.
see them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to Travis about that.
Yeah, so they'll reduce shields on targets, which
Mhm.
are really good for some of your tougher bad dudes. I like this ship so much, you guys.
Some of the fun things that I've seen Matt do is like he'll send one on an attack run and then target that one and heal it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of cool to see them flying in formation with
Right.
one another.
Yeah.
I really can't wait to marry this to my current, super carrier build that I've got going. And just unleash the dogs of war.
Some of you watching might have noticed that they do teleport on occasion, or rather, they
Catch up.
perform micro warps.
Yeah, you
Right.
give them a command and they
Yeah.
warp to you.
It helps them keep on track and stay close to the toner and everything, and be ready for maneuvers and all that kind of stuff.
How's your pet doing?
Their
They're
attack craft.
Attackcraft? I don't know. I think he's already gone. I think I might need to resummon him. There he goes.
Okay. So handy tips and tricks. If you want, since we don't have a carrier UI for those guys, you can target it and then pin that target, and then see the little pin
Yeah,
up there.
yeah,
Yeah,
thumbtack.
and so that'll just stay up there all the time, and then you'll know
I'll tell you how
he's
he's
doing.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's super cool. I
You
like
better
this
pick up that blue loot right there, buddy.
Oh man, I've never even
Yeah,
seen that
which
kind
one of
blue
those
loot.
take F items is it?
Not that
That's
one.
not it.
Just
Spam that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, it was that? No, it wasn't.
Nope. No, that's green.
That's definitely not
That's
it. That's
not
white.
it. There it is.
There we go.
Polaron dual cannons. Mark
Ooh.
Nice.
Well.
Oh, you got two. You got
Nice.
two blues.
And a
You got
graviton deflector array.
Yeah.
Nice. Don't have to roll on that because I was playing by myself.
Yeah.
Don't play with your friends, kids. You get Star Trek Online. please play with your friends. It's a lot of fun. I promise. Speaking of which, we may be doing a play with the devs tomorrow. I don't know if for sure that's happening, but I'll let you guys know if it is.
Yeah.
If it is, we might do another stream. I might call some hilarious people up to do hilarious commentary on my terribleness.
Do wingmen count for numerical superiority? So I don't remember offhand, but generally speaking, if a saucer separation pet would, the wingmen do, for whatever power that you're wondering about.
Yeah.
Because they're not hanger pets, they are combat pets. Slight difference, but yeah. So depending on the power.
People are offering this ship their hand in marriage in chat. Dave Meeks wants to know, the wingmen, do they act like true Jem'Hadar ships and ram when at low health?
They have a high chance of doing so, yes.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Someone wants to see the new Dread and Battleship in combat. We got some time. Sure. Just reload this map. Actually, I probably just want to end the map encounters. See what happens.
They don't like
Yep.
this ship. They love this ship.
Yeah.
Take it directly from chat.
Uh-oh.
And you know what, chat? We love you.
Okay.
That's why we made this awesome ship for you.
Yes, not for ourselves.
No.
Let's take a look at. Somebody wanted to see. Which one did they want to see? The new Dreadnought and the new
The
Battleship.
warship.
Although
They
if
mean
I
warship.
if I ever win the lottery, I would totally just hire a shit ton a bunch of people.
My
to
God, Thomas, how dare you swear?
To just make a game that I want to play.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, you know, good benefits
Isn't
and
that,
pay them
wasn't
well.
that what 38 Studios was?
I think.
Kinda.
Well, I don't know. We have
Like, not that it's, I'm not saying that was a negative thing at
Yeah,
all. That's
yeah.
exactly what that was. Like, this guy got this baseball player got super
people
rich.
who worked there. Adam Flores worked there. You can go talk
Yeah.
to him about it.
I had another friend, Scott Duquette, who ended up being a designer for or a concept artist for Bioshock Infinite, who started at 38 Studios, and apparently it was a wonderful place to work. But that's what that
Until
was.
it
It was a
closed.
super
Right.
a super rich guy who
Baseball player.
yeah, who decided to spend his money making the games he wanted to see made, which is a cool idea.
Kingdom of Amalur, I think.
Yeah,
Was there?
Reckoning was
Yep.
Reckoning was the
Pretty good.
preview game. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So we've made lots of dreadnoughts, Horiant says. Shouldn't we make a Kelpian dread everything?
Sure.
That might be the best pun ever said on this stream, Horiant. I don't want to undersell it. I think I need to go downstairs and tell Ryan that one, so that he can know that he has been outpunned.
He's probably watching.
He probably is, yeah.
And now has been shamed.
Target synchronization.
You used it right
right as he died. My bad.
It works really well.
He's super dead, you guys. All right, before the next one starts, we'll get the dreadnought out that people want to
That
see.
made me think of that line in Hamilton. You know, should we honor?
Let's ask King Louis's head.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. I'm super dead.
Did you? I think you have to answer
Oh, I
that.
have to answer the hail. Deputized.
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 Them Kazon boys are at it again.
Remember, don't use that power.
Oh right, that summons.
Don't use that.
I undid it.
Oh, okay.
What?
Nope, never mind. It's a test power that accidentally is on this ship for some reason.
It summoned the carrier?
Yeah. It did, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Magic.
That's how you
magic.
make a ship better than
No.
that Dreadnought carrier.
You
is
make a ship that you
another
can
ship
summon
that
the
summons the Dreadnought carrier.
Which then can summon all of its ships.
And it just keeps going down the rabbit hole.
I want to see. Do I
Next
still...
we'll make a space station that can summon them all.
Gotta summon them all.
I wanted
Star Trek
to,
Online.
after we added the new DS9 model in
DS9 model?
DS9 model in the game.
Because deep space mines are a thing we're doing now.
Right,
you saw that, right?
right.
That's in the reputation. I love so much that Jet named them that.
I was testing it, and so I had it as a costume for my character, and then the next day when I logged in the character select screen, it had my character, and like DS9 was like spinning behind me. I think I asked Mike if I could tweet it, but I ended up not doing that.
Oh, what a fuddy duddy.
Yeah, I know. Lord Inquisitor.
But didn't you guys make it do a barrel roll last week? On
Yes.
We
this?
certainly did, and that clip has gone all over Twitter and Reddit, and it makes me so happy. Lord Inquisitor Tazurin wants to know if there's any plans to enhance Tier 5 consoles to Tier 6 stats. We do that all the time, but we generally make them separate consoles that you then have to obtain, rather than just giving you the better version yourself.
Lockbox T6 upgrades are the best example.
Or
of
the
that.
or a
That's a lot
T6
of
version of a
fire.
T5 ship in the C store.
But I will say we've talked about maybe revisiting some of the older, like even Tier 2 through 4 consoles, and potentially, adapting them towards the end
some
game
of those
play.
that are like pretty neat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of any, but they're the Saber console is pretty cool. The Impulse Burst
Yeah, totally.
is really neat.
Well, there's some that are in that range that are some of the most popular consoles in the game, like the Leech, the Plasmonic Leech.
Right,
It's
right.
like a Tier 3 ship console.
Right.
So they're kind of all over the place, and bringing them all up to snuff for endgame is something that we have talked about. There's the
Yeah,
there's
it
the
is now.
coordination.
What does that do?
So it makes everybody that shoots him gets buffs.
Oh, neat.
I believe it's weapon haste and reduces power
I'll show
drain,
you.
I think.
Weapon haste and less weapon cost, and he gets less resistance, less defense.
Yeah.
Neat.
Basically, he does worse, and anybody that shoots him does better. It's
Yeah.
great for bosses when you have a lot of different focus,
Oh, yeah.
people focused on a single target.
Yeah.
And it works. That works for any pets that you have. So hanger pets and attack craft and everything like that can benefit.
Yeah.
Hey guys, any more word on vet rewards?
We talked about that last week a little bit. It's something that's not going to happen for Victory's Life. We
Right.
want to do it. It's something like when I say we want to do it, I mean we really want to do it, and we really want to do it soon. It's
But
just
we
a
also
question
want
of
to do
schedule.
it well.
Yes, and so it's a schedule thing, but it's Again, it's not something we can say is definitely happening because we don't want to say definitely and then have something horrible happen.
Sure.
But it's something that we want to be definitely happening. Let's put it that way.
There is an internal want.
Yeah. And when what Jeremy wants, Jeremy gets.
Well,
Sometimes when
if I
production
can-
agrees.
and if I can convince Thomas to work another few days until 3 a.m.
I posted about that on Reddit today. I hope I don't get in trouble. But somebody was like, you guys need to add more stuff to the Phoenix box. And I was like, you need to invent a machine to give the systems team more time. And then someone was like, have you heard of coffee? And I was like, have you heard of staying at the office till 3 a.m. morning for 3 months?
There is a lot of OT going on right now.
Yeah, there
to be
is. I
honest.
mean, and it's one of those things that it's like, you talk about it and it sounds like you're saying like, oh my god, our lives are horrible, but most people do it because they love Star Trek Online so much.
Yeah.
And like Thomas is always here late and on the weekends because he wants things to be really good.
Like things like they updated Hideki.
Yeah.
Didn't have to happen, but you
Right.
you
But he
had
did
to
it.
have it happen.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's not that we're complaining. We just want you guys to understand the actual
Mhm.
limits of time and
Right.
space.
And there's, there is a limit to how often you should do that or can do that. And
Yeah.
ideally, you would never do it. But, just the way things work out, sometimes you feel like it's necessary. And what's great about, if I can toot Cryptic's horn a bit, is that's never really expected of us.
Yeah.
The Cryptic, compared to other game
Yeah.
studios, has like a really strong emphasis on work-life balance.
Yeah.
And anybody who kind of gets, who puts themselves in that position, it's because they have a project that they're really passionate about or a thing they really want to see happen. And so they're willing to put in the time for that.
To the point where the folks in charge here at Cryptic generally feel bad about.
Yeah,
like,
and like
asking
trying
people.
to stop us from doing.
They buy
that.
us dinners.
Yeah.
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 So it's
Well, and we're getting to go see Han Solo
On Friday, yeah.
On Friday. And
So-
we got like emails that said, if you feel like you're overworked and can't see the movie, shut up and go see the movie anyway.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I really hope it doesn't like for those people in our office who really just had a bad time at The Last Jedi because they didn't like that movie. I really hope Solo is a more universally beloved movie. I like The Last Jedi, but
The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back. Controversy.
Hey babe, I'm streaming right now. Want to say hi to the stream? Hold on. I'll put you on speaker.
No.
Say hi.
No.
Okay, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm a monster.
I don't know if you
Pros.
guys heard that, but the first words out of her mouth was,
No,
I
no,
am
no.
so sorry.
Yeah.
No.
She's come in stream chat before as Mrs. Kell, which I just love so much. Let's see. So somebody said they want an anti-Borg weapon set, and then immediately said, but not the Mako weapon set.
The Mega
So I
stuff,
don't,
yeah.
I don't know.
They
what
want
to
an
tell you.
infinity modulator from Elite Force
Oh,
2? 1? Oh, that was a cool gun, though.
Yeah.
That was a really cool.
That
gun.
was a good game.
There was a lot of cool Star Trek games that we unfortunately can't put stuff in because the rights to Star Trek spin-offs are a weird and wonderful thing.
You know, a lot of Star Trek themes end up occasionally being cyclical. You'll end up coming back to the same enemies or allies. It's entirely possible that we might come back to the Borg at some point, at which point, hey, maybe you'll get your wish.
Yeah.
I mean, this is me speaking personally. I think what's great about STO is that we have such a broad base of stuff in the game now that, like, we should just, go off and, like, hey, let's do
Well, and
a
I
Borg
think
episode.
I think I think it's really great that we do, and this is just me expressing my personal opinion, guys. Not the opinions are cryptic, but I think it's really great that we do like brand new aliens for each like new storyline. But I think we could also hang out with the Borg for an upstate or the
Hang out with the
fight
Borg.
the
What are you
Cardassian.
doing, guys?
Especially
Yo.
if/when we ever get to that much requested Borg
I
faction.
came up with the best worst idea for if we
Yeah.
ever did a playable Borg faction. I
Yeah.
told you, I think you
Oh,
heard it
yeah.
earlier. Is that if you're a member of the Borg faction, you have permanent, always on, you can't turn it off, voice chat enabled all the time.
Oh my god.
So
That's-
at all
that's
times,
the
you can
worst.
hear every single player.
See, if you want to know why we don't have a Borg faction yet, it's because Maria and Jeremy have only come up with ways to make the Borg bad.
It would just be nonstop karaoke, though. Let's be honest.
Any new faction we make is going to have a hard time topping these Vanguard ships, though. They're pretty sick.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, these are the ships, guys. This is what we wanted to show off. I've gotten some feedback in the past that you guys don't really get much out of me just hanging out and playing the game. And since we might be streaming a play with the devs tomorrow, I'm probably just going to sign off here. Unless somebody in chat is like, no, I want to see you just wander around aimlessly and play the game. But
Here's a related question somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
Is there Cardassian ground equipment or a Cardassian uniform tailor on lock?
There are.
Can we answer that?
I know.
You almost just did.
I don't know if we are.
Hey, there's a question.
Can we?
We can't answer.
I actually have no idea. We've talked about, we've shown off some of the different Cardassian uniform options. I mean, the images for the playable Cardassian blog showed off the Federation uniform and the Klingon uniform they can have.
I thought Cardassians. I thought that you could get their gun through a mission reward.
Can you?
I mean, we have it in the game. I don't know.
So the answer is.
The answer is you're talking to the ship guy. I don't know what Jeremy's excuse is, but
My answer is we've talked about a lot of this. I don't remember where those discussions ended though.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because I'm unfortunately now in the lead. I don't get to actually
Right.
do a lot of the work
Right.
anymore.
Farktoid says if the Borg were like internet voice chat, there'd be no Borg. They'd have all rage quit, which leads me to the mental image of "We are your mom. Resistance is futile."
That's sort of what happened in Best of Both Worlds Part 2, is the Borg just kind of rage quit and then they blew him up.
Yeah. Liberated Borg and Kelvin timeline factions are the ones that Horiant wants the most. Well, you never know what might happen in the future. Kelvin timeline stuff is all a little weird and wrapped up in different rights things, but
We all know
if/when the fourth movie or the Tarantino movie comes out, which Tom's had the best reaction to the Tarantino movie when they first announced that 3 or 4 months ago.
Did I?
Yeah, you just walked up to my desk and looked at me and said, "I guess." But yeah, playable progenitor faction. I believe that game is called Spore.
Star Trek Online is probably going to be around for another 30 or 40 years. So
Yeah.
we'll get to all of this.
We'll get to all of this. Eventually, Star Trek Online is going to be populated entirely by clones of Jeremy and Thomas when that technology becomes available.
Yep.
So yeah.
And I guess those are technically clones, just genetic, engineered progeny.
Cetrum wants to know if there are any Cardassian fighter pets, or is it just the frigate pet?
Just the frigates.
For now,
Yep.
yeah.
But they can use, if you have the other ones, you can theoretically put them on that.
Yeah.
If you have other fighters that you'd rather use, they're a full faction ship, so they can use anything that's unrestricted.
Are the Dominion fighters? That's not a carrier pet that we have.
Dominion
The existing
fighters?
Dominion
The existing
fighters,
Dominion
the
fighters?
critter.
That comes with the older lockbox ships.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could,
Yeah, low-buy
so you could
ships.
throw that on there, right? If you want.
I don't remember if those are restricted to them and our ships. The frigates definitely are, but I don't remember about the fighters.
Tiffyus wants to know if the phaser torpedo for the Mirror Event reward, I assume, was fashioned after the Terran torpedoes in Discovery. I believe it was.
Inspired by.
Inspired by, yeah. Will we be able to fly the Cardassian frigate? Right now, only as such as you'll be able to summon it and have it help you. But who knows what we might
I
do
thought you were
later
going to
on.
say like only in your dreams.
Yeah.
In your dreams.
The Hideki / Yakua are not currently flyable by players.
Yeah. Cool.
But I think there's a hollow emitter you can get for GPL for the Hideki.
Yeah. Chris Mitchell wants to know if we know when Victory's Life will be on console. We do.
We do?
We do.
You do.
I do. But we can tell you it'll be later this summer, and that means sooner than you guys might think. I promise. Not as soon as it launches on PC, but not an agonizingly long wait either. I promise. About the same amount of time it usually is between when we launch and when it goes live on console.
Cardassians have been relocked on Tribble. Is that a bug?
Probably not. Probably something that somebody did on purpose because there was an issue they needed to work out. Will Gul Dukat be in the game? No, he did.
He did.
He hella did. Same reason why Jadzia is not in the game.
He fell into the fire. Cisco smote his ruin upon the mountainside.
Wraith Angel, the cosmetic weapons thing is a request we get a lot. Other than the giant amount of work that it would be to implement something like that in the game, CBS has specifically said, please don't do that. We want the phasers and things to look like what they're supposed to look like canonically. So that's probably not going to happen.
Yep.
J Huddle 1, your caps lock key is broken. Please turn it off before I answer any more questions from you.
Also, just generally speaking, Tribble or C-Store ships generally don't appear on Tribble.
Yeah.
Not only because we like to keep the I don't like to use the word exclusivity, but the excitement up for you first try it with an actual real character and everything like that. But also because actually unlocking C-Store stuff on Tribble is kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wei Yun's last clone was killed, but isn't he back? Well, that was his last clone in the Alpha Quadrant. There were more in the Delta Quadrant. As far as I know.
That's the loophole we're going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gamma Quadrant.
Gamma Quadrant, sorry. There may be more in the Delta Quadrant
Right.
too, and
Yeah, who knows?
secret Jem'Hadar
Remember,
bases.
If I recall, like Ducat's death was also a spiritual death. Like he
Yeah.
fell into a pit of burning plasma
Yeah.
fire, angry alien entities.
Yeah.
So
The power rates
there's
took
not,
him.
Yeah.
There's no coming back.
J Huddle 1 is letting us know that Drazana on Trouble is still only locked to Federation Dominion characters. We have heard about that and are working on a fix. Thank you.
Generally speaking, Jem'Hadar still, or Dominion characters have a few map transfer issues that we're cleaning up.
Setrum wants to know if they can kill Kurland again. Probably not that again, but honestly, we've had a many-year policy of not having combat in social zones. That I think the amount of fun everyone had killing Kurland that day by accident might lead to that policy loosening up a little bit. In my dearest hopes,
It led
because
to a
it's
few
fun
people
stuff.
around the office going, huh.
Yeah.
So, there's
Yeah,
at least
so we'll
that.
see. I mean, it was one of those things where I woke up because April Fool's was a Saturday or something. So I
Mhm.
woke up that morning, found out about the bug, and basically sent out an email saying, "Guys, this is happening. Nobody come into the office and fix this. It's a good thing. Leave it."
Yeah.
Alpha Jem'Hadar in the future. Actually, Alpha Jem'Hadar in the present. I think aren't we? In Alpha?
Well, Vanguard,
yeah.
Alpha aren't really a thing. They were bred for the Dominion War, and their breed has left.
Except for the
Except the remnants that are
Way.
with the True Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Wigington says there used to be an episode where you fought Ducat's son. I'm sure there was. There's a lot of episodes that we decanonized way back in the day.
There was also an episode where he fought alongside Thomas Riker,
Yeah.
also known as Thunder Punch, I believe is his nickname.
No, that's from Solo.
Therm Scissor Punch.
No. It was Thunder Punch Riker. He would go around punching heavy turrets. to
That's
help you along.
amazing.
Yeah. That's
can
no
you,
longer an episode.
Can you
so.
pull Occasion's tail sometime in the future? I'm sure there's places on Ryza where you can do that now.
Ask nicely.
Yeah. D.
Cosplay is
Ramsey,
not
will
consent.
Cisco come back? If we had Cisco for this expansion, believe me, we would have announced that.
Yeah.
That is not a thing we would keep as a surprise.
Right.
So I'm hoping. I know everybody's hoping that we've secretly kept in our back pocket, the rest of the cast of Deep Space Nine. But we've gotten who we were able to get.
Isn't he kind of done with Star Trek?
Kind of,
anyway?
yeah. I mean, it's sort of up in the air. It's
Right.
one of those things, But that is something that he
I
said.
don't know.
Joshua Riker. That was it.
If you got Quentin Tarantino, maybe he'd come back for
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
Maybe. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Sean Mulder, I missed the question. All going. I guess I'm not going to get an answer on the Polaron torpedo. And he asked it like ages ago, too. Don't make me scroll this far.
Polaron
No, and then
energy
the
torpedo.
question was just Polaron energy torpedo
In all caps.
caps. Is it you
Good
want
question.
a Polaron
You know
energy
what?
torpedo? Is that what you want? Then I will give you a definite maybe. Somebody wants to know when the lifetime subscription Borg will be getting full body skins. I believe that means making them look like a full Borg as opposed to a liberated Borg. The way the question's been phrased today, which is the first time I've seen it, makes it feel like it's something that's been we promised in the past, maybe once upon a time.
Or is it like a
but-
problem with swimsuits or something like that?
Maybe.
I
don't
think
know.
that's the only place where it mattered. Nobody in here is really qualified to answer that question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
I can go prod somebody about it though.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Cool.
that's a good question.
Hmm.
We
Which
should
one?
just consider
Polaron
it
quad
for the
cannons?
future. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Polaron quad cannons. We'll
I will
consider it.
respond with the fact that I read that.
Yep. Joe Jingen mentioned working on it a while back. Okay, so that tells you how long ago that was.
Yeah, he hasn't
been
been
on
on the team
Neverwinter
for a while,
Yeah, for a
Yeah.
couple of years. So it's a definite maybe.
That's the kind of clarification that I really appreciate. The infected complexion stops at the neck.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's what I
Gotcha.
assumed they meant.
Yeah.
So they want to get that fixed so that when they're wearing their swimsuits, they can look really, really gross.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome, you guys. I will
Sounds
actually ask
Swedish.
about that, but the character artists, I'm sure, are right now too busy, but maybe later on.
Oh god, they're so buried.
So somebody asked us to spoil the next lockbox, and so before we leave, I'm going to